Hello to you, my fellow Dark Ones. How are you guys doing today? How's life? It has been a very long time that I kept saying that magic is very important in this mod pack, it's going to help us a lot, and we haven't done magic. Whose fault is it? No idea. It can't be the person with beautiful eyes, obviously. Now that we are at the ZPM age, which I think is like mid-game, I think it's time to rectify that mistake, whosever fault it was. How do we do that? We go to the land of purpleness, Tainted Lands. I made a nature's compass. This was not that far away from our base, 2000 blocks or something. And what we are looking for are these, crusted taints. Basically anything tainty that we can grab. Because taint gives us Vitium, and Vitium gives us ethereal blooms. You might remember this from Blightfall, we had hundreds of them. However, for the purpose of today, we just need the one. The second one can go in my bedroom. So why did we need ethereal blooms when there is no taint nearby? Good question. Last episode we made a fusion reactor, and yes, it's still giving us europium. Fusion reactors are not just for making brand new elements, they're also for generating power. How would you do that? Well, you need special types of plasma, and the best plasma that we can use at this very moment is the Helium Plasma. One Helium Plasma cell is almost 82 million EU, which by comparison, yeah, it's slightly better than nitrobenzene, by just a bit. How do you make Helium Plasma? Well, you need Helium-3, you need deuterium, or you need the DT fuel from Mechanism. We don't have Mechanism, but you get the gist. Deuterium is not the problem, Helium-3 is. You get it from impure pile of endstone dust, and we have no production of endstone. However, from thalmic bases, we have something called the ender sapling, and this is why I needed one ethereal bloom. So you go over there, and I'll get the rest of the garbage. The ender sapling, once you plant it and let it grow, yeah, it's gonna do that. It's gonna convert cobblestone and stone into endstone and obsidian. Also, someone is not happy. Is it you? Maybe not. So getting endstone like that is kind of stupid because you can't really do anything about it, but I think you can also mimic the tree. We try to get some leaves. Hello. He ran away. Anyways, as I have been saying, yes, you can place down the leaf, a log on top, and you get endstone. If there's cobblestone under it. And also you don't get the mobs. Obviously, they don't have space to spawn. Alright guys, this is our Helium-3 production setup as well as endstone. It's nothing super fancy, it just has a macerator and a centrifuge, a few stone extruders from witching gadgets, and you know, formation planes, annihilation planes. It's not hooked up to our applied energistic system and it's being powered by 3 solar panels. I do have a feeling that it has to be 4 solar panels, but we will see later on. Cause yeah, these guys have massive buffers and it's almost always full. But anyways, the endstone goes inside the macerator, the input bus is locked, the crushed endstone goes inside the centrifuge, and we get Helium-3. The macerated endstone comes inside another centrifuge in our own base, which gives us tungstate, platinum metallic powder, sand, and helium gas. This was a very old setup which we did, I don't know, like 10 episodes ago, and I never used it. Now we're using it. Another very important thing is that you might notice that our Helium-3 production is actually very far away from our base. Our base is not even within render distance, even if you're halfway. The reason that I'm doing this is that later on we have to have a water distillation and purification setup, which is massive, and I thought we'd do it next to a river. So this is just a start, and later on we're also going to have a railroad. I don't know, somewhere around here. But for now, that takes care of our Helium-3. Let's get back to magic. I'm not gonna make Helium Plasma today, I don't need that. So first things first, we are incredibly warpy, so hence I'm wearing the Talisman of Remedium. It has unbreaking on it and it's also in my amulet slot, so it should stop warp, although it takes damage. This Talisman of Remedium that we have, if you guys remember, we got it from a loot bag, which was apparently EV. You know, same episode that we also got the Staff of Traveling. There is another Talisman of Remedium, which we will get as a quest reward, so we can have 2 of them. I'm actually scared of removing the one, I just want to replace it immediately when we want to repair it. And yes, it's incredibly cheap to craft, but I have done a ton of infusion today, and you will see in a moment, so I'm lazy to craft the other one. We just take the quest reward. That quest reward was Moon Arrival, and yes, I already gathered all the stone, but I never got the rest of the garbage. Which I'm assuming, there you go. That should be another quest. Give me. Thank you. Since the talisman takes damage, we are going to enchant it with Unbreaking 3, and then I have made myself an over-enchanting table. What does it do? Good question. You put your item inside, you should have experience, and you should have a warded jar of Precontio. It will start infusing that item with Precontio, and eventually it will take some of your experience, and then it's going to be Unbreaking 4. For repairing it, we also have a Thermic Restorer hooked up with Instrumentum. So if I want to repair the old one, not a big deal. We just put it inside. And it's repaired. That was very important because where we're going, there's going to be tons of warp. So now we also want to upgrade our wand. The wand that we are interested in at this very moment is the Thaumium Boss Silverwood wand, right? However, we can't really craft it, but I'm assuming here's what we can do. We might need more discounts. Let's switch our armor with my favorite armor. Yes, we need more discounts. Okay. So here's what we're going to do instead. We're going to make the iron-capped Thaumic Scepter. Oh, this one recharges over time. It's using a Thaumium wand core, so that explains why. Now that it's full, can we make this scepter? Nope, the discount is barely enough. But now if we switch it with gold, yes, now we can craft it. It has less discount, but at least we don't get a penalty. I have to charge this one too. I knew this was gonna happen. They don't make it easy for you. I don't know if it's just me or not, but these guys charge up incredibly fast. But yeah, now we have the scepter that I want. This gives us a plus 10% discount. But you have to use the enchanted cloth cap. You know the drill. It has to charge up. Wait, I'm warpy. What? Maybe it's not a bad warp. Ladies and gentlemen, with a teeny tiny bit of grind, our Thaumium Boss Silverwood wand. It's not a quest because once you get the ingredients, you get the quest. But I'm happy. Obviously, warp is going to be a problem, however, there is a way of fixing it. The Pure Tear. Apparently it purges the warp, but there's also a quest for it. In order to make the actual Pure Tear, what you need to do is to get Icorium, correct? That is unfortunately locked, but we are going to try and unlock it today. However, we need that Pure Tear from the quest. I have gathered everything that they required, except the Eye of the Ender. Yeah, now we're good. We can have one Pure Tear. Thank you. Is it a one-time thing? Yeah, it's fine. We will keep this one in case warp gets really bad. And where are we going? We're going to the realm of darkness. You know, you just put the eyes on the pillar like so and hit it with your wand. You get a portal. So I have some golden apples. We have our sword. I'm carrying some torches and some blocks so that I can mark the way. Hello. Let's also mark the portal. Why not? So as you guys probably know, this is a maze and we have to find the Father of Darkness. He's going to drop a primordial pearl. And this is exactly why I brought some torches as well as some blocks. That was a dead end. Well, this one is obviously a dead end. Oh, okay. So in general, we don't go that way. That's obviously not where we should go. We scan. Research is important. Let me find the key as well as the boss room. I'll be right back. This is probably the worst outcome. You find the door before you can find the key. Are you a boss? Oh, you're infested. That's the key. I think I found it. Yeah. Thank you. I believe the boss door was also close by. We shall insert the key and wait. And that's the boss. Hi. Whoa. Yeah, I can't hit him with my sword. That's an anti-cheating mechanism. They didn't want you to do that much damage. And our sword, which is Tinker's, is doing a lot of damage. What if we lure him out? Oops. We use the crossbow. He doesn't like it, but we don't care. We have the pearl. Let's get out of here. Hello. No, don't you worry, you haven't missed much. We're in a cheaty world. And since we are in a cheaty world, I can cheat in the Sword of the Cosmos as much as I want. No, so we are here because the main reason that I wanted the Primordial Pearl was to get Ichor, which I can actually craft now. Well, not in this world, in the other world as well. Because over here I cheated and unlocked every single research, and as a result we have 700 warp. Oh, actually it's way more. 566 here as well. Anyways, with Ichor from Atomic Thinkerer, you can do a lot of neat stuff. So first off, you can make this armor, which allows you to have creative flight. It's not that horrifying. Secondly, the tools that you're using no longer take any durability damage at all. This is kind of important because if we get Fortune 4, Fortune 5 or whatever, we're going to get tons more ores. Also, this pickaxe does a 5x5. It's amazing. It's like a terror shatterer, but for free. If I remember things correctly, it's actually quite expensive. How do I check the recipe? I don't want to cheat it in. Oh yeah, that's the recipe. Not the best. Anyways, I think this gear is going to be our main gear until we hit Draconic Evolution or, I don't know, get the Infinity Armor. I kind of like it. Let's go back to our own world. After I get some Swords of the Cosmos. Now that we're back in our own world, there are a few things that we're going to need. We need to go to the end. I forgot where the portal was. Oh, yeah. Over here. So we go to the end. And over here, we need to kill some Endermen. Yes. That's what we want. Ender Shard. Last time that I was here, I did manage to get, I think, 2 of them, but we're gonna need way more. Alright guys, I'm back from the end and we have 13 more Ender Shards. That's actually not going to be enough in order for me to get everything that I want, but we can get some of the things that I want. However, making Ichor and any tool that I want is going to take a tremendous amount of Essentia. For example, I don't really know, but this Awakened Ichorium pickaxe will take probably around 15 minutes. So we need to fix our Essentia pumping. And hopefully this is going to be our final slow crafting. It's almost done. Yeah, we're good. This is called an Infusion Interceptor. What does it do? Good question. Let's try to make some Ichor so that I can demonstrate it for you. Okay, so you might notice I have already made some Ichor and I made a boo-boo. This is why you did not see the demonstration. I have fixed it. Previously we were using an Infusion provider. Now what we need is an Essentia provider. The Infusion Interceptor goes on top, we cover everything, and we order brand new Ichor. And it's done. Almost instantly. It makes it so that the Essentia instantly goes in and it starts crafting. I like this one. Now that we have Ichor, I'm assuming making more pure tears is going to be easy. Well, I'm missing the research, but let's consume this one. Oh, you have to eat it. Okay. Am I warpy? Okay, everything is happening at the same time. That's not good. Let's move away from the base. Literally everything is happening. Yeah, I feel absolutely terrible. This was a horrible idea. Oh no, I'm teleporting. I got a coin. No, just out of curiosity, when is it gonna stop? I have a feeling that after this I'm just gonna die. Oh, a village. Oops. I hate myself. Your fault. I have a feeling it's done. Yeah, literally everything happened at the same time. I can't even sleep. Well, it seems the warp is gone and we can sleep. And yes, everything is at 0. We're safe. I can do more experiments. In any case, since the Ender Shards were our limiting factor, we only have 26 Ichor. That's not great, because if you want to make the Ichorium ingot, you need 4 of them. Although there is a recipe inside a chemical reactor for making the Ichorium ingot using 190 buckets of UU matter. I don't think that's gonna happen anytime soon. So I think for today we're just going to make the pickaxe as well as the bottomless pouch. It's very neat. I like it. Also, we can't really make that many ingots at the same time. It does require a ton of Essentia. But that's the one. That's for some reason 2. And we have to find a decent scepter. Yeah. And you need screws. Oh, we have a decent supply of ingots. I think we're fine. And yeah, that's our Ichorium pickaxe. Perfect. Is that a quest? Why? Oh, you need 5. Oops. I can't make 5 anymore. I have only 10 left. Well, 14 left. I have to go back to the end. I'm sorry. So I got 17 more. The reason that I did this is that if I get 5 Ichorium ingots, they're going to give me 2 back. So I'm assuming it's going to be a decent investment. Also, no clue what will happen if you don't have the Essentials. So far we have it. You know, I can check for 5, I can't check for 17. But I guess we will figure that out very soon. Especially Spiritus, I don't think we will have enough. When you don't have the appropriate Essentia, what will happen is that it will not craft anything and it will just rotate. We ran out of humanus, obviously. There's not much humanity here. No, but I have charged up my scepters. Let's see if we can craft some. We're going to need 5, so I need to refill them one more time. Yeah. I should really start working on that hungry node. My main problem is that whenever you want to try and move a node in this mod pack, one of the things that can happen is that it will lose its potency. Well, at least there's a high chance. So imagine we have like one hungry node and then it's going to be faint. Because I do need to move it like twice, right? So that's 4. But yeah, I think that would be enough. Perfect. And that is the quest. So wait a minute, if I get 5 cloth, you give me 2 more Icorium ingots? Okay. Well, here we take the ingots. We don't get anything for the pickaxe, which is a shame. So it has been a while, there has been some developments. I made the Icor cloth, and obviously as a reward I got 2 Icorium. The ingot. I converted almost every single Icor that we had into cloth, and let's try to make the armor. This is the primitive armor, later on we have to upgrade it. And of course I don't have a pattern for Osmiridium plate. I have to switch like 50 different ones, but yeah. We have the full suit of armor. So each one of these armor parts have to be upgraded, and each one has a crazy recipe. Oh my goodness, so much infusion. I'm actually very tired. Let's do the rest tomorrow when I wake up. But yeah, we're not going to have enough Icorium in order to upgrade all the pieces of armor, get the pouch and also the pickaxe. So I might have to kill more Endermen. But on a very positive note, we also get some Grandmaster loot bags. It's not gonna give me something super amazing, so let's just open them. Okay, maybe it was amazing. And I got new pants. Alright guys, I would like to say good morning, but for me it's actually in the afternoon, because making everything took a teeny tiny bit more time than I was expecting. But let me try to show you what we have achieved. Obviously, we have creative flight, no more jetpacks. You also have spacesuit capabilities as well as hazmat protection. And yeah, each piece of armor gives you a 10% discount. I also made myself the pouch. Yes, you can have your foci inside, but anything else as well. It's very handy. The armor is unbreakable and you don't take fall damage, obviously, but it is a bit slower than normal boots of the traveler, so I have to wear my Sojourner sash. Makes it a teeny tiny bit faster, and we can also convert dirt into grass, which is fun. But as far as I'm understanding everything, you can't grow crops faster. I also decided to make the shovel, and this one also works like an excavator, but a 5x5. And super fast, obviously. The pickaxe is also like a hammer, but digs surprisingly fast. So mining is no longer a big deal. As a quest reward for finishing the armor, I also got a very special loot bag. I never ever enchanted them, but I did manage to get some Celestial Gateway and the Age of the Primordials. Don't know what that does, but I also got a beacon. So what does the gateway do? Good question. I do have a Celestial Pearl in my hand, which is linked to a gateway. And with the focus, I can just teleport. Like that. So it's like having the Eye of the Flugel from Botania. Anyways, now that we have delved into magic a bit more, it doesn't make sense to recharge our wands using primal shrooms. It's a bit grindy and stupid, so one of the things that we can do is that we can take normal aura nodes, we put them next to each other, they will bully each other, the bigger one will get bigger, and eventually we will have a decent node. That we can use it in order to recharge our wand. However, we also have a hungry node. The good thing about a hungry node is that you don't really need to have other nodes in order to make it more potent. You just need to feed it items, one by one. So we're going to have a dropper, maybe a clock, and it literally goes everywhere except in the center. It's okay, I fixed it. Almost. Now they should be going in. The hungry node can crush anything except obsidian. This is why I made a case out of obsidian and we're feeding it crafting tables. And you see, it's actually gaining more aspects. Yeah, we just got 1 Tera. A teeny tiny bit of a progress update. Our hungry node is growing. You can literally see the difference. That's a normal node. That's our giant node. But don't you worry, it's going to be way more massive. Currently it has almost 100 of every single aspect. We try to go, I don't know, 500 or even more. I don't know if more is possible. I was never that patient. However, one of the things that I have noticed while I was researching in Thaumcraft is that, yeah, you can repair the nodes. Meaning that if the node gets damaged during the jarring process, we can fix it. Also, I don't like that node. It has Bestia. This one I like. Anyways, I have been thinking, yeah, we can use the hungry node, but it's not a very bad idea to have extra nodes. So you just make a jar and pick it up with your wand. That's a node in a jar. You are totally garbage. You're also fine. I don't really like the ones which have random aspects. To determine which node is going to bully the other one, you just have to add the numbers. So this is the smallest one, and this is slightly bigger. So he's going to bully that one. Yeah, now all of them are pale. What about you? They're also pale. In a normal mod pack, there's a chance of damaging the node, but I guess here it has been buffed. But don't you worry, there's always a way of fixing it. I have made myself an advanced node stabilizer. We shall open you, and I forgot, it doesn't need a redstone signal. My bad. But this guy is now normal and fading. After I think around 8 hours, it's gonna improve. But it won't fade away, because it's inside the stabilizer. Alright guys, it has been a while later and I think I have solved our problem with the nodes. It's very impressive, I know. If you guys remember, this node was fading. Now it's actually bright. What does it mean? It means that it's going to recharge way faster once we activate it. How did I do that? Well, there is something called a node manipulator. And there are different focuses that you can add to it. For example, we have one which is called stability, the other one is called brightness. The brightness ate my primordial pearl, but I didn't use the brightness, I just turned it into normal with stability and then suddenly it was bright. Maybe it was the node stabilizer, but yeah, it's bullying this guy. Makes me happy. Another very important update is regarding our hungry node. Look, it has grown. Again. Oh, and yeah, I forgot to mention, this is a tier 5 rocket. It does require a purple rocket fuel, but it's not really a big deal because you just need to mix hydrazine, which we already got, with hydrogen, and then mix it with nitric acid, and there you go. The only catch was the tungsten steel. You know, the casing on the chemical reactor, which for us was fine, because I was thinking ahead. No. In any case, let's take our rocket for a spin. I'm assuming that is the expression. So the first place that we are going to visit is Oberon. There's absolutely no reason to go to Oberon at this very moment, but it was the name of my childhood tailor. There is a very high chance that he passed away. We run. Oh, look! Planet George! Let's do something. Here is my monster repellator. We run away. Yeah, almost nobody's left. Also, since we are here, what can we find? One of the most important things that Oberon has is osmium, I think. You don't get the actual osmium, but you get the rarest metal residue or something. Also, I don't really mind the tungsten, I'm a bit short. And yeah, even after our automation with endstone, that is osmium. Another thing is that I'll be very honest with you, I'm pretty excited that I'm going to do mining with our new pickaxe. Ooh, hi. I'm a bit warpy, I did some research. Also, what does Oberon stone give you? Those are not that bad. That's also not that bad. We have found the vein. Awesome. Oh, this is amazing. Who needs a miner? I did manage to find 2 osmium veins. I have hollowed them out and now this one is tungsten. And it's actually quite useful. Cause first off, it does give you deep iron ore. And you know, deep iron means more trinium and our next tier of coils is trinium. Long story short, we need a lot of that. However, we are also going to find a new ore called shadow iron. It's not important, I guess. I swear I have seen this somewhere. Seriously? Bats? They will suffocate. Yeah. It's actually quite fun to watch. My fellow Dark Ones, from Oberon, I have moved to Ross 128BA. It's the satellite of Ross 128B. So the main reason that I brought you in is that look how fast I'm mining with my pickaxe. This is great. I just wanted to mention that and show off a bit. Secondly, this is called a Tiberium vein. Fields of green. No, wrong game. Also, as a Scorpio, I'm a Nod fan. So it does give you Tiberium, which I don't really know what it does, but there is a Naquadah reactor. And you put Tiberium inside and look how much power it gives you. And a ZPM version actually doubles your power, so yeah. It's like fusion. Another very important reason that I brought you in, it's not gonna rain here, you jerk. Look at the sun. And then look at the moon. I'm not speeding this up, that's happening in real time. I think if this was a real life moon, the day and night cycle was just literally 10 minutes. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to mention, Tiberium veins have enriched Naquadah. And enriched Naquadah for me actually means that more indium. But the most important thing that we have been looking for over here is this one. If you look at the LUV age and the questline for the next tier of processors, we're going to need a very specific gem. You can craft it using amethyst, but here we have already found the ore, so I don't care. And there are also villagers. But anyways, with that, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's also a good time to wrap up the episode. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Till the next one. Bye bye.